all of a sudden, the light went off and everywhere became so dark. And all of a sudden, thoughts began to rush into my mind. And in the dark, when the light was up, I couldn't see nothing except from my house the way it is, and some chairs and my table. But when the light was off, I felt like I could see figures. I felt like I could see moving things. I felt like I could see some objects walking from nowhere. And I began to be afraid. You know what happened? At that moment, when the light went off, a thought came into my head, and he said, "You're afraid of the dark." And I reiterated to my mind again that I'm afraid of the dark. My mind sends the signal to my brain, and the brain enhanced it, and he said, "I'm afraid of the dark." And my brain sent a forceful signal to my body, and he said, "I'm afraid of the dark." And my body began to shake, my heart began to see things because of what wasn't there before. Let me tell you something. Fear has the power to mess with your mind, and you begin to see things that wasn't there before. Things that didn't exist, things that only existed in your imagination and in your thoughts. Things that are crazy enough to stop you from moving forward. Why? Because you have fears. The light came back on again, and everything I could see disappeared. And I was wondering what happened. But you know what? Just the thought of the light going off dealt with my mind so harshly that I couldn't see anything, but all I could see was shapes and figures in the dark. Then I knew that my mind has power. I knew that my mind controls all my body. I knew that my mind controls my sight. My mind controls my leg. My mind is more like the center of my soul that controls the whole institute of my body. Then I knew that if I want to go far in life, I got to train my mind not to be afraid. See, I heard of a magician that said he was going to go into any jail in the world. Harry Houdini. He said he was going to go into any jail in the world, and he was going to come outside within an hour. He said he was going to do that with his street clothes on. You see, an old jail accepted his challenge, and Harry Houdini walked into that jail right there. But you know what happened? Harry Houdini had a metal steel 10-inch that was flexible enough to open the door. But 30 minutes, Harry Houdini couldn't get the door open. And that fear of maybe that door was never going to open messed up his mind. It shattered his mind. It broke his mind. See, somebody once said something that when things are hard, it's like you're in a dark room. But your positive thinking is like a light in the dark room, and how far you get in that dark room depends on how much that light stays or how much that light comes on. See, you're not going to go far in life only thinking negatively. See, negative is more dark as the dark situation you're in right now. You're just going to go. You won't even know when you're going backward because of negative thinking. It has that power to stop you. It has that power to freeze you in the track. It has that power to make you not go forward. See, you know what happens in that dark room? See, you know what I would do? I heard someone say that some people, they never change their thoughts, they never change their mind. Why? Because the level of exposure is still the same. See, I won't let my mind be vulnerable to the fear of danger of the times that I'm in right now. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to expose myself to positive thinking. That's the light. I'm going to expose myself to the scriptures of God. I'm going to expose myself to the things that get me motivated, to the things that get me energetic out of the hard situation. See, there is nothing in life that can be done, but since I got into this life, but everybody tells me that this thing can be done, I only see impossibility as something labeled by man impossible. Why? Because they never tried it. Let me tell you something. The word impossible never existed. It didn't exist. Let me break it to you. Impossibility means what man has never tried, or what man is too afraid of. Even the Bible said, when you're afraid of something, you become its servant. And a servant never thrives above its master.